One book at a time. Today's selection is How to Analyze People on Sight.
Today, we will open a door together to a world that you might have never thought of, about a superpower that you will want to possess immediately. But first, let us touch a pain that perhaps every one of us has experienced at least once. Have you ever fallen into this situation when you meet a person whose eyes are so sincere, along with their smile being so warm and their gestures so confident, as well as the way they talk, being as smooth as pouring honey into your ears, making a sense of trust immediately rise within you? You think that this is the person you can cooperate with, along with share with, and place trust in. Then time passes, or just after a certain event, then you realize it was all just a perfectly staged act. That person was not at all as you thought, because they deceived you along with exploited you, or were simply a completely different person from the outside shell. That feeling is truly painful because of disappointment, along with pain from placing trust in the wrong place, and pain from feeling so naive as well as so foolish, making you exclaim that if only I had known sooner, or how could I have misjudged a person like that? I bet it is not a few from a friendship, along with a business partner, or even a loved one. Then, misjudging people has left many scars along with costly lessons and immeasurable losses, making us become more alert along with more suspicious, and sometimes even losing the ability to open our hearts. It is ironic when we spend many years studying math along with literature and science subjects, but have never been taught the most basic subject, which is the study of humans to understand the person opposite, not only through words, but also through the silent signals that their body emits. How to no longer be the prey of fake people, and how to not accidentally lose valuable relationships just because we were too hasty in judging is a big question. If I told you that there is a way for you to avoid those pains, so you can see through the hearts of others, not by magic or fortune-telling, but by a proven scientific method, then are you ready to receive it? If I said that you can equip yourself with a superpower, which is the ability to read others as fast as reading a newspaper, so that even before they open their mouth to speak a word, then you can already grasp part of their personality along with behavioral trends and even their deepest motives. It sounds visionary and hollow, but believe me, because there is a book that has done that by unveiling the mystery behind how we are shaped, along with born, and how those factors shape who we are, which is the classic work titled How to Analyze People on Sight Through the Science of Human Analysis. The 5 Human Types by Elsie Lincoln, Benedict, and Ralph Paine Benedict. Just imagine when, in the blink of an eye, then you can already identify the most basic characteristics of a person to thereby predict what type of person they belong to, along with what their strengths are, and where the potential weaknesses lie, as well as the best way to communicate or work with them. This not only helps you avoid risks, but also opens up countless opportunities in work, along with in love and in social relationships. So you know whom to trust, along with whom to cooperate with, and whom to keep a distance from, as well as whom to cherish. This is not a book that teaches you how to judge, but is a tool helping you understand more deeply human nature of both others and yourself through a completely new lens based on subtle observations of body morphology, along with how our brain and nervous system are structured. Are you ready for a revolution in the way you perceive people? Then let us start right now. Chapter 1. The Alimentive Type. The Rounded People. Have you ever wondered why some people are born radiating pleasantness, along with a lovely roundness, and always seem peaceful as well as happy? In this life, then, there are types of people whom when meeting you will immediately feel a source of warm energy, along with easy accessibility and full of tolerance, because they seem to be the embodiment of comfort, along with of good meals and a life without haste. The alimentive type is the type of person whose digestive system develops more strongly than any other system in the body, and this not only affects the physique, but also deeply shapes personality, along with interests and the way they interact with the world around. So let us explore right now. Imagine a person you know. If that person has a rounded physique, along with softness like a cozy bolster, then you are likely facing a genuine alimentive type. Their appearance is often described as generous or chubby or perfectly round, with the overall body tending to be circular, along with soft curves rather than being angular, while the skin is usually smooth, along with glowing and radiating a sense of fullness as well as health. Especially if observing closely, then you will see that their hands and feet often appear smaller as well as more slender compared to the torso, because the book explains that body parts that rarely use force for heavy labor or survival struggle, like hands and feet, will not overdevelop, but instead energy is prioritized for the digestive system, which is where food is converted into energy along with comfort. The face of the alimentive type is also very characteristic with fullness, along with roundness and chubby cheeks, along with often having a double chin, while their eyes are often sparkling, radiating kindness, and sometimes a bit dreamy, as if they are enjoying every moment slowly. When smiling, then, their face is radiant to create a very friendly and likable feeling, just like a chef friend of mine who is a typical alimentive, as he has a solid, along with rounded physique and nimble but small hands, compared to his body, along with a face always radiant with a kind smile, making people just want to come close to hear stories about delicious dishes. If appearance is the shell, then personality is the flavor inside of the Alimentive type, which is extremely pleasant and sweet, because the core point in their personality is a deep love for comfort, along with ease. They are not people who like to charge ahead or take risks or face harsh challenges, but conversely, then they crave a peaceful, along with stable life, which is where they can relax and enjoy the good things that life brings. Delicious food is one of their greatest passions because for the Alimentive type, then a meal is not merely taking in energy, but is also a ritual, along with a sensory experience when they can spend hours enjoying a good dish, along with talking about flavors or cooking methods, and enjoying the cozy atmosphere at the dining table. A hearty meal along with a soft sofa and a peaceful nap is their paradise, so their temperament is often very cheerful, along with easygoing and somewhat gentle. They rarely get cranky or angry or argue, but often tend to avoid conflict, along with keeping a gentle attitude and always finding ways to soothe the situation, like the benevolent spirits in fairy tales. Perhaps because their body processes along with absorbs nutrients effectively, so they rarely have to worry about maintaining energy or dealing with deprivation, helping their minds be more relaxed, along with less stressed or competitive. From an evolutionary perspective, then a strong digestive system and good energy storage capacity help them survive through periods of scarcity, so the relaxation along with calmness can be a reward for that adaptation. However, the love for comfort sometimes also makes them seem a bit lazy because they do not like being pushed or doing tasks that require too much physical along with mental effort. So how to conquer these rounded friends to make work smooth and relationships stronger? Then the secret lies in understanding along with the right approach. There are things you absolutely should not do, such as do not force them to overwork by avoiding assigning tasks that are too heavy, requiring prolonged stress, or working under high pressure, because they will feel exhausted along with losing interest very quickly. You also should not set unnecessarily stressful deadlines because they need time to think along with enjoy the process, and pressure will only make them step back, while you should not be too rigid or stereotypical because they do not like constraint. So let them have space to be themselves. Conversely, then, there are things you should do, such as creating a comfortable, along with pleasant space for them at the office or at home, by ensuring their surroundings are cozy enough, along with convenient, enough with a soft chair or a hot cup of tea and some light music. One most important secret is to discuss work at the dining table, because this is the golden key when you want to discuss a project or propose an idea, or simply get acquainted through a hearty lunch, along with a cozy dinner at a favorite restaurant. When well fed, then their mood will be extremely cheerful, along with open and much easier to accept your opinions, because the most important decisions are sometimes made amidst the clattering of cutlery and the aroma of food. You should also use humor along with gentleness in communication with a cheerful attitude, along with sincere compliments about the food or the comfort they bring, while appreciating their contribution to the general atmosphere. The alimentive type may not be the pioneer or the one to solve problems with force, but they are the ones who keep the flame along with creating cohesion and bringing positive energy to the collective. So acknowledge that value. Just like an old boss of mine who often invited the whole team to lunch so that the best ideas, along with the most breakthrough solutions, appeared naturally when the body was well nourished. The alimentive type are precious gems, bringing warmth along with joy and comfort to every relationship. So when understanding their unique characteristics, then you will easily build strong connections along with plenty of laughter. Remember that each type of person has their own value and beauty. So our goal is not to label, but to understand, along with cherish human diversity. And in the next chapter, then we will explore a completely different type, which is the muscular type, being the people of action and strength. Chapter 2. The thoracic type, the romantic and volatile people. As their name suggests, then thoracic people are shaped by the superior development of the respiratory and circulatory systems, or in other words, then their entire chest area, along with heart and lungs, are the energy center, which is the place broadcasting all strong emotions along with burning desires. The book explains very clearly that because of large lungs, then they need a huge amount of oxygen, and this drives the heart to pump blood continuously throughout the body, creating a permanent state of excitement. They are the representatives of emotion and fame, which is a fascinating combination. So let us see what they look like and what makes them so special to the point of being unmistakable. Imagine this when you meet a thoracic person. Then the first thing you might notice is the vividness emanating from them, with a well-developed, along with full and strong chest, looking like an inverted cone, with broad shoulders and narrowing towards the waist. This not only creates a balanced physique, but also brings a sense of an abundant energy source, along with an intense vitality, making their gait usually very confident, along with nimble and sometimes slightly bouncy, as if they never fully touch the ground. Their skin is often rosy, along with fresh due to the strong circulatory system, helping blood circulate well, so the skin of thoracic people usually has a radiant color, especially when they are excited or enthusiastic, and even when angry. You can see their cheeks blushing when happy or flushing red when annoyed, combined with a high, along with elegant nose and broad nostrils, to inhale the maximum amount of air needed to create an elegant along with noble trait. Their eyes are often bright along with flexible, and always seem sparkling, as if containing the tears of emotion to clearly reflect the emotions surging inside. So from their eyes, along with smile to gestures, then all radiate an enthusiasm that can catch fire for those around. They rarely sit still in one place, but always crave change, along with novelty, and are often the ones who change residence along with change jobs or change clothing styles the most, because they cannot stand the tediousness of old habits. But that radiant, along with life-filled appearance is only a small part, because what truly defines a thoracic person lies in their rich and volatile inner world with an especially sensitive nature. Thoracic people are the most sensitive souls when they can vibrate deeply before beauty, along with before melodious music or romantic love stories and a brilliant sunset. They easily empathize with the pain of others, but are also very easily hurt by words or actions, even the slightest, because their emotions are a powerful river, sometimes peaceful, sometimes surging with storms. You know they were born to become the center of all eyes, so thoracic people always crave to be recognized, along with admired and loved fervently. They will be happy when being listened to, along with being praised and being able to express themselves in the most magnificent outfits, along with prominent colors to receive applause from everyone, just like a brilliant flower needing sunlight to unfold all its beauty. Do not confuse their sensitivity with weakness, because thoracic people possess an ambitious heart, wanting to create their own mark, along with wanting brilliant success and wanting to live a meaningful life known by everyone. They can be talented artists, along with inspiring leaders or pioneers in social movements, because they want to leave a legacy and want their names to be honored in the pages of history books. However, also, because of living too much by emotion, then they are sometimes easily changed when excitement can burn fiercely today, but tomorrow can already be cold if encountering a bit of obstacle or not receiving full support. Their decisions can be strongly influenced by the current mood, so they always need encouragement along with trust from others to maintain the flame of enthusiasm, and sometimes need a guiding hand to not get lost in the very vortex of their excessive emotions. So then, how do we connect effectively along with build lasting relationships with these brilliant and emotional people through 3 golden principles that the book has pointed out in great detail? First is to praise them sincerely, because this is the essential spiritual food of the thoracic person when they eat with praise and live with social recognition. A praise at the right time, along with the right place about talent or effort, and even just the sophistication in how they choose a tie or a pair of shoes can recharge their battery all day. So you should notice the good points along with their achievements to express your admiration. But remember, it must be sincere, because thoracic people have a very keen intuition to recognize falsehood. Second is, you need to avoid harsh or direct criticism, because excessive sensitivity makes heavy criticisms able to make them shrink back or feel deeply hurt, and even react violently like an erupting volcano. If you need to give feedback, then do it in a gentle, along with subtle way, by focusing on the action rather than their person, through starting with a compliment, then skillfully offering suggestions for improvement, and always ending with trust in their ability. Finally, give them space to shine instead of trying to pull them down or ignore their presence, by letting them express themselves along with speak their thoughts and personal feelings. In a meeting or a social gathering, then you should give them the opportunity to speak along with, to show innate talent and be a loyal audience, listening to them sincerely. Then you will see them respond with enthusiasm, along with loyalty and unlimited dedication. In summary then, the emotional people are souls full of enthusiasm, along with brilliance and romance, who live by the heart along with craving to be loved and to shine in the aura of admiration. Chapter 3. The Muscular Type, the Practical People. We will explore more deeply this muscular group, which consists of people of action and those whose presence brings a sense of security and practicality. When talking about the muscular type, then the first thing you can feel is the solidity and stability in their physique. So imagine a person who, when they enter the room, then you feel as if the entire space is filled with a solid and unshakable presence. They often possess broad shoulders, along with firm muscles, and even if not necessarily a bodybuilder, then they still have a large bone frame, along with broad shoulders and naturally healthy firm muscles. Their body exudes a ruggedness as if born to carry along with to work hard, without appearing thin or fragile, but rather a solid fullness of energy, helping you clearly see the muscular lines under the shirt without being too blatant, but enough to see the hidden power. One of the most obvious identifying features is their square, along with strong hands, with large hands and thick, strong fingers, seemingly born to grasp along with, to do manual labor and to create. These are the hands of craftsmen, along with farmers or engineers, and anyone who truly touches the material world to create products. So, sometimes you also see small calluses as evidence of unceasing labor. The way they move also clearly expresses their nature through strong, along with decisive steps, without any hesitation or indirectness, because each step seems to affirm their presence along with their purpose. They go straight and rarely weave or hesitate with a steady, along with confident gait, and sometimes even something heavy, but bringing a sense of safe reliability, making you able to hear the sound of sturdy shoes as if they are laying the foundation for each of their steps. In short, then the appearance of the muscular type is a direct reflection of their practical along with strong and steadfast nature, so they are people with a reliable appearance, creating a sense of security for those around. Besides the rugged appearance, then, the personality of the muscular type also has very specific characteristics, making their brand, which is the love for physical activity and practicality. These are people who cannot sit still in one place for too long because they love movement along with activities requiring physical strength and interaction with the material world, such as gardening along with repairing things in the house, or playing sports and building, or simply hiking. For them, then, working hands have more value than a thinking head, if that thinking does not lead to specific action, because they live by reality, along with by what can be touched or grasped and performed. So every problem needs to be solved immediately by specific actions rather than empty discussion. The muscular type is very straightforward, along with direct and hates indirect complexity. So going straight to the point is their catchphrase, because they value transparency along with clarity and efficiency in communication. They do not like long stories or hints or implications, but when they speak, then they will say exactly what they think in a direct way and without concealment, which could make them be misunderstood as rude, but in fact, that is just how they express sincerity. Especially they really hate sentimentality along with hollow daydreaming, because the muscular type does not have much patience with excessive emotions or complaints that go nowhere and empty theories without practical applicability. They focus on what is happening along with what we must do to solve it, because they value efficiency along with results. So if you start telling a long story full of emotion without a specific message, then they will interrupt you to ask what the bottom line is or what needs to be done now. I once had a friend of this type, and every time I started telling a long story about wandering thoughts, then he just needed to look straight into my eyes and ask, "What do you mean?" As well as, "What do you want to do now?" Making me know I needed to shorten it immediately to give a specific solution. They are reliable people to get the job done because they do not fear difficulty and always look for ways to turn ideas into reality in life. Understanding the personality of the muscular type is the key to communicating effectively with them. So if you want to build a good relationship, then remember going straight to the point as a golden principle. Do not waste their time with long introductory stories or unnecessary social pleasantries, but go straight to the heart of the conversation, because they value clarity along with efficiency. If you have a request or an announcement or a problem needing discussion, then present it in a direct, along with coherent way and offer practical solutions instead of empty theory. When you present a problem, then do not just stop at describing the difficulty, but accompany it with specific proposals along with clear action steps, because the muscular type does not care much about why we should do it if you cannot point out how we will do it along with what the result will be. For example, instead of saying that we need to improve the team's work performance because it is low, then say that to improve performance, I propose we apply process X and use tool Y to reduce task completion time by 15% and save costs by about 10 million dong per month. They want to hear about feasible plans along with specific actions and measurable results. So use clear along with decisive language and avoid using vague words or overly complex sentences. Use language focusing on action along with on results, and minimize words carrying excessive emotion, because they respond best to practical information that can be applied immediately. You should also show trust in their ability to perform by providing necessary tools along with resources, and then let them act freely, because they are people with a high sense of responsibility and like to solve problems themselves. The muscular type are solid pillars of society, because they are the ones who turn ideas into reality along with building bridges or buildings and maintaining the flow of daily life. They might not be the most romantic or skillful in emotional communication, but they are the ones you can trust to get the job done in the most efficient and reliable way. Understanding this type will help you a lot in cooperating along with teamwork and in personal relationships. But if you think you have understood all types, then you are wrong, because there are other types waiting for us to discover in the next chapters. Chapter 4, the Osseous type, the principled people. If in the previous chapters we have talked about softness and flexibility, then today we will focus on persistence and toughness, which is clearly shown through the strongly developed skeletal system. When talking about the Osseous type, then the first image that appears in my mind is always a strong structure and not easily shaken, and their appearance reflects exactly that. They usually possess a thin and tall body and do not carry a full or soft look, but lean towards slenderness, yet not in a weak way, but instead you will see a certain neatness and sharpness. The most prominent feature is the prominent bones when ribs can be slightly lined under the skin, along with clear collarbones, and you can easily see the joints on the hands and wrists or elbows of them. Their bone structure seems to be the main skeleton, which is the foundation for the entire body. Like a doctor I once met, who had a thin build but very wide and firm shoulders, creating a feeling as if he could carry the whole world. Their faces are often angular, with clear lines like a square chin, along with high cheekbones and a wide forehead, making the lines seem to be carved decisively. They often have a steady gaze, and sometimes a bit serious, as if they are considering everything through a logical and principled lens, making you sometimes feel as if they were carved from stone and not easily influenced by temporary emotions. The strong development of the skeletal system is not just a mere physical trait, but it is a sign of a solid foundation and an internal persistence to shape the personality and the way they interact with the world. If the appearance is the shell, then the personality is the core essence of the Osseous type, who are very special and amazingly reliable people. If you have a secret to keep, or a promise to fulfill, or a job requiring meticulousness and persistence, then look for an Osseous person, because they are friends and colleagues you can completely trust. Once they have said yes, then surely it is yes, because for them, principles and words are as valuable as 10-karat gold. However, they are also stubborn in a lovely or annoying way, depending on the case, because this is the double-edged sword of persistence when they have a very solid system of beliefs and principles. Once they have believed in something, then it is very difficult to change their mind, so you can call it persistence. But sometimes it turns into inherent stubbornness, like my uncle, who always used the exact same brand of bath soap for 30 years, despite how many new, better types there were. They also often find it difficult to adapt to the new, because they are not pioneers who like to test crazy things, but prefer stability and familiarity and clear structure. Sudden changes and breakthrough ideas can make them feel unsafe and insecure, so they need time to process information, to consider whether that change is consistent with the framework of their principles. Do not expect them to jump up because of a new technology or a breakthrough working method immediately, but in return, they are extremely loyal. Once they have chosen you as a friend or partner, or have committed to an organization and a certain ideal, then their loyalty is indisputable, like an ancient tree rooted deep in the ground, even if storms and tempests are hard to knock it down. Understanding the nature of the Osseous type is one thing, but knowing how to interact with them effectively is an art in which the most important thing is that you must respect their rules and principles. For them, rules are not something that can be easily bent or ignored, so present the problem in a logical and structured way, and accompanied by clear evidence and arguments. Never underestimate or intentionally break the rules of the game they have set, whether in work or personal life, because that will make them lose trust and become defensive immediately. You also should not rush them to decide quickly, because the Osseous type is not the type of person who makes snap decisions based on emotions, but they need time to think and weigh all aspects and analyze risks and benefits. Give them space and time so they can take your request to their own private laboratory to analyze carefully, because haste only makes them feel forced and become even more stubborn. At the same time, sincerity and consistency are key factors because they also appreciate honesty in others. So keep promises and do not change views constantly to build trust with them. The Osseous type may not be the most flexible people or the fastest to adapt to change, but they are solid pillars bringing stability and reliability and absolute loyalty. They can be stubborn, but that is also what makes them resilient and respectable. So when you understand that their rigidity is a manifestation of a solid system of principles, then interacting with them will become much easier and more effective. Cherish them, because in a volatile world, then the Osseous people are the foundations and the anchor points, helping us stand firm. And in the next chapter, we will explore a completely different type of person carrying unique personality traits and appearance. Chapter 5: The Cerebral Type, the Wise People. This is the group of people who live by their minds, along with those whose nervous system develops more than even their muscles, and they are the architects of knowledge, as well as the rational dreamers in our world. Our goal today is to go deep, very deep, into their inner world, to discover the external signs and how we can communicate along with connect most effectively with them. When imagining a cerebral person, then you should think of the image of an erudite professor or a scientist working diligently in a laboratory, or simply a genuine bookworm that you have ever met. The first thing that catches your eye, and also the clearest sign, is perhaps their head, which often appears significantly larger than the rest of the body, as if nature has favored giving most of the space to contain a superior brain. Especially the forehead of the cerebral type is often high along with wide and prominent, as if a giant whiteboard ready to receive, as well as process thousands of pieces of information every second, carrying a wisdom along with depth that you can hardly find in other types. Their body part is the opposite, when usually quite small, along with slender and even somewhat weak compared to the head, while the shoulders may be slightly hunched unconsciously, as if they are bowing to read books or ponder something out of habit. They are not the type of people who favor the gym or physical activities requiring a lot of strength, because their energy is mostly focused on mental activity. Their eyes are bright along with sharp and often look far away or pensive, not with a sharp or probing look like the muscular type, but a more internal look as if they are analyzing a complex problem in their head, even when talking to you. Sometimes you will see them tending to stare at a fixed point or being absent-minded about their surroundings because their mind is in a place very far away to explore an idea or solve a certain math problem. But the appearance is only the first door, because to truly understand them, then we must enter the rich inner world of the cerebral person, who are genuine bookworms loving libraries, along with bookstores or a quiet corner with a book in hand. They love knowledge along with the discovery of fresh ideas and deep philosophies, because for them, then learning is not an obligation, but a joy along with a natural instinct. Their thinking is logical and systematic when they do not just learn by heart, but also want to understand why everything is that way, along with what the root of the problem is and by what principle it operates. They have the ability to analyze along with dissect problems deeply that few can match. So if you have a difficult math problem or a persistent issue, needing rational advice, then look for a cerebral person. They will not offer empty encouragements, but will provide an objective perspective along with a solution based on tight reasoning. However, accompanying wisdom is that sometimes they are a bit too dreamy because their minds are always busy with thousands of thoughts, along with ideas and hypotheses, to the point that it sometimes makes them drift away from reality a bit. They can be absent-minded about surroundings or forget objects, or sometimes feel difficulty in connecting with the material world or spontaneous emotions of others. For them, then, the world of ideas, along with theory, is sometimes even more vivid and real than the outside world, making them able to spend hours thinking about an abstract concept, but forgetting lunch. This is not because they are uncaring, but simply that their mind is in another dimension where ideas are dancing. So how to connect effectively with such a sage? Then the first golden rule is to approach with logic, instead of trying to use emotions or superficial small talk to impress. They are not attracted by noise or flowery words, but instead, then you should offer sharp arguments, along with grounded reasoning and verified information. They value truth along with clarity and intellectual debates. So if you can prove your point with reason, then you will have their attention along with respect. Second is that you should respect their intellect by listening sincerely, and when they share an idea or an analysis, then ask deep questions showing real concern, and show them that you appreciate what they say along with the ideas they share. Never underestimate or dismiss their thoughts, even though sometimes they seem a bit academic or far-fetched, because a cerebral person whose intellect is underestimated will quickly withdraw into their shell. And finally, do not forget to respect their private space, because cerebral people often need time along with space to think in order to recharge the brain that is always working at full capacity. Do not interrupt them when they are concentrating, as well as do not try to pull them into meaningless conversations or unnecessary, noisy activities. They are not typical extroverts, and solitude in thought is sometimes necessary for them to create great ideas. So a stillness along with a peaceful space is the best gift you can give them. I remember once meeting a friend who was a typical programmer of the cerebral type, with a mind always spinning with source code, along with algorithms, and could sit still for hours in front of the computer without getting bored. When talking then, he often looked far away as if debugging an invisible program in the air. But when you ask him about a logical problem or an error in the system or a scientific principle, then his eyes would light up and he would explain every detail along with every principle thoroughly, to the point you have to exclaim in surprise. That is a typical example of the cerebral person, because they are not the most extroverted people, nor the ones who will stir up every party, but they are the ones who bring depth, along with breakthrough ideas and a unique look at the world. So, we have explored a very interesting type of person together, which is the cerebral type. So please leave a comment below for us to discuss if you recognize yourself or someone around in these descriptions. In the next chapter, then, we will continue the journey of analyzing humans by exploring a completely different type of person who could be a combination of what we have learned. Chapter 6: The Art of Judging People in Love and Marriage. Before going deep into the couples, then let us quickly repeat the core nature of the 5 types of people we have learned so that you can easily imagine them in the context of love. First is the motor type, which is full of energy along with action and decisiveness. So they always like to solve every problem by doing and doing continuously. Next is the persistent type, with clear goals, along with persistence and absolute loyalty to principles to build as well as protect their home. The enjoyer type always knows how to enjoy life, along with loving beauty and harmony and comfort, so they often find ways to avoid all unnecessary conflicts. Meanwhile, then the nervous type carries a delicate, along with sensitive and deep creative look, so they always need private space along with understanding from their partner. Finally is the enthusiastic type, which is very dynamic, along with open and likes to explore change, but they are also easily bored and always need novelty in relationships. Each type of person, as you see, carries their own operating system along with a genetic code of personality and different emotional needs. So when these 2 operating systems meet in love, then they can create wonderful symphonies or endless dramas, let us start with one of the most powerful principles in love, which is the principle of compensation. And among these 5 types, then no couple expresses this principle more clearly, along with effectively, than the couple of the enjoyer and the persistent person. Do you see around you couples where one person is liberal, along with loving beauty and likes to enjoy, while the other person is calm, along with practical, and always worries about building, because very likely that is the enjoyer and persistent couple. They are attracted to each other because the enjoyer by nature is someone who loves comfort along with beauty and harmony. So they do not like pressure or conflict, but only want a gentle life being cared for, along with appreciating both material and spiritual values. They need a solid anchor to drop anchor and a person reliable enough so they can enjoy in peace without having to worry too much about the future or heavy responsibilities. And who can meet that better than the persistent person when they are born to build along with protect and maintain everything, with the ability to set goals and persistently pursue them to create stability in finance, along with family and all aspects of life. Imagine when the enjoyer brings color along with joy and sophistication to the house, so that the space becomes cozy along with the meal more delicious and the conversation more interesting. Then the persistent person will ensure the house always stands firm, along with enough finance to maintain, and always has a plan for the future. A soaring person who loves beauty needs someone to anchor them down to the ground, but still let them freely admire the sky, just as a practical, long-thinking person needs someone who knows how to enjoy the fruits of their labor, to remind them that life still has moments of peace and joy. However, not every compensatory couple is perfect, and on the contrary, then there are harmonious couples that easily cause conflict if there is no timely understanding and adjustment. First is the scenario of Cold War and excessive sensitivity, when 2 nervous people love each other, which can create a deep, romantic love with understanding down to every cell. But the downside is that both are extremely sensitive to words, along with actions, and even the slightest non-verbal signals. When there is conflict, then instead of facing it directly, they tend to internalize along with overanalyze, making an accidental word able to become a deep heart wound. And because both are sensitive, then no one is strong enough to pull the other out of the negative spiral, leading to a terrifying silence. The second case is the fiery quarrels of 2 persistent people, when that is a battle of wills, because both have clear goals, along with solid views, and are very hard to shake. Everyone wants to be right, along with wanting the partner to listen. Making mutual respect able to turn into stubborn persistence, and turning every small debate into a battle for control, where no one concedes or apologizes. Finally, is the lack of responsibility when two enjoyer people or two enthusiastic people are together. Because if both enjoyers only want to enjoy without anyone willing to work hard or face reality, then the relationship will lack a solid foundation and easily collapse. As for two enthusiastic people, then the constant search for novelty along with adventure can make them easily feel bored when the relationship goes into a stable orbit, leading to a state of always wanting to find something newer. After understanding the nature of each type, along with potential conflicts, then the most important advice is to accept the nature of the partner instead of trying to change them, because this is a golden truth in every relationship. You cannot turn a persistent person into a liberal enjoyer or a nervous person into a strong motor type, because trying to change the core operating system of a person is an endless war, often leading to failure, along with fatigue and hurt. If you love a persistent person, then accept their principles, along with sometimes rigidity, to appreciate their reliability and loyalty. And if you love an enjoyer, then accept that they love beauty, along with comfort, to appreciate their ability to bring joy to life. Similarly, then accept the sensitivity of the nervous person, along with the busy high energy of the motor person, or the love of change of the enthusiastic person, by learning their love language, along with how they handle pressure. Instead of trying to fix the person you love, then learn how to adjust yourself to create a space where both can be themselves, with strengths being honored and weaknesses being accepted to compensate for each other. Love is not about turning others into the version you desire, but about appreciating their true self to grow together and learn how to love in a smarter, along with more understanding way. This book not only helps us perceive ourselves, but is also a powerful tool for us to understand our partner more, because judging people is not just for choosing, but also for loving, along with accepting and maintaining a lasting, happy relationship. Chapter 7: Application in Business and Personnel Management. We will come to a practical aspect where the knowledge about these types of people truly shines, which is in business and personnel management. I know it sounds a bit academic, but trust me. Then this is the chapter that anyone running a business, along with managing a team, or even simply wanting to better understand how they interact with colleagues and customers, should pay special attention to. Our goal today is very clear, which is how to put the right person in the right position based on their inherent biological characteristics, or in other words, is the right person for the right job in the most scientific way. First, let us talk about role assignment. Because in an organization or a company, then we always need people doing different jobs, just like a symphony orchestra. When there cannot be only violins or only drums, and this book gives us a great compass for effective personnel arrangement. The muscular people are those full of energy, along with liking to take the lead and not fearing difficulties. So when they see a problem, they want to start solving it immediately. In business, then the positions suitable for them are jobs requiring fast execution, along with engagement such as construction and production, to directly turn ideas into products and services. Imagine a factory manager always present at every production stage, or a construction team leader always urging project progress, or those doing direct sales who are not afraid to meet customers to close deals and bring in revenue. With their decisiveness along with energy, then they are true warriors on the market front and take on operational positions requiring speed along with efficiency to solve problems instantly, because they are hand and foot people in the most positive sense, helping turn ideas into reality. Unlike the muscular type, then the cerebral people are strategic minds, loving information along with logic and analysis, looking far and wide, so the brain positions of the company are where they shine. They are suitable for planning along with building strategy, when sitting back to analyze the market and competitors, along with internal resources to provide the most sustainable development directions. They are also excellent in research and development, to explore creativity based on logic, to improve processes, or do data and financial analysis, which requires meticulousness along with accuracy to see trends from dry numbers. They have the ability to manage complex projects by organizing small tasks into a scientific process, so they are the architects drawing the map along with the steps for the whole company. Meanwhile, then the enjoyer, or also called the social person or emotional person, are people with special connection abilities, along with sensitivity to emotions, and are often people with great social attraction. In an organization, then, they are the bonding glue and the bridge builder. So they are very suitable for public relations or marketing positions to tell stories along with create inspiration and build brand images. They also shine in diplomatic and external roles requiring communication with partners or VIP customers to build trust and maintain strong relationships. With empathy along with listening skills, then they will satisfy the most demanding customers in the customer experience care segment, or do HR to understand human psychology along with solve internal conflicts and build corporate culture. Indeed, if there are no enjoyers, then a company can operate efficiently but lacks warmth, along with cohesion and the ability to communicate smoothly with the outside world. When we put the right person in the right job, then it not only increases work performance, but also reduces stress, along with conflict, and increases employee satisfaction because they get to do the work that their instinct directs them to. Understanding these types of people is also a powerful weapon in sales along with marketing, because each type of customer will need a different approach, so you can close the deal quickly and most effectively. With customers who are muscular people who want immediate results and do not like talking in circles, then you should go straight to the point by focusing on specific benefits along with talking numbers and product features, bringing right here and now. For example, say that this product helps you save 20% of costs within a month, and sign today to receive the offer, but absolutely avoid long lectures on theory, because they want to know what can be done, not why. On the contrary, with customers who are cerebral people, then they need detailed information along with logic and specific evidence before deciding, so you should provide full data along with reports and case studies to prove with scientific arguments. Be ready to answer every why question logically with performance comparison charts, and absolutely avoid talking vaguely without basis or forcing them to make quick decisions when there is not enough information. For customers who are enjoyers, who care about relationships along with emotions and personal experience, then you should build personal relationships by listening along with understanding and telling inspiring stories. Create a feeling of being cared for and prioritized by emphasizing the convenience along with class of the product, and absolutely avoid focusing too much on dry data or forcing them to decide without emotional connection, because understanding the customer's type is the key to closing sales quickly and sustainably. Finally, is building a team, because I believe that a strong team is not a team full of the best people in one field, but a team with diversification of types of people to complement along with harmonize each other. Imagine a football team when you cannot only have forwards, but need defenders for defense, along with midfielders to control the center of the field, and a goalkeeper to protect the goal. So in business, it is the same. The muscular people are the forwards who will push the project along with creating motivation and ensuring everything is executed, because without them, then ideas might forever just be ideas on paper. The cerebral people are the defensive midfielders or tactical coaches to ensure solid strategy, along with seeing potential risks to provide reasonable solutions, because without them, then the team might rush forward in the wrong direction or hit a major obstacle. The enjoyer. People are the conductors or the soul of the team to keep the team atmosphere harmonious along with connecting everyone and solving internal conflicts to create a positive working environment. I have witnessed teams fail miserably because they were all people working hard, but lacking people looking far and wide, or vice versa. All people analyzing, but no one starting to work, leading to imbalance, along with stress, conflict, and disintegration. A successful team is where everyone knows how to take advantage of each individual's strengths when the muscular person is empowered to execute, along with the cerebral person is encouraged to strategize, and the enjoyer is trusted to connect and build culture. This book, seemingly only about human analysis, brings very deep, along with practical applications in business, from arranging the right person for the right job to sophisticated sales tactics and even how to build a strong team. Try observing those around you, along with colleagues and even yourself, to see if the current arrangement is truly optimal. Because I believe that with this knowledge, then you will have a new, along with more powerful perspective to create brilliant successes. After the journey deep into each type of person, along with each characteristic and each nuance, then I believe that in your mind now, there are many pieces of information, but how to gather all into an overall picture, along with easy to remember and apply. Then let us summarize this interesting journey through the 3 most important golden keys. The first golden key is that appearance does not lie, because body structure always reflects biological along with psychological functions. And although it sounds a bit contrary in a society where we are often taught that we should not judge a book by its cover, then this book bravely goes against that to talk about your core structure. Think about it when an oak tree has a massive appearance, along with a sturdy trunk and lush foliage. Then it is born to withstand storms as well as live for many years, while a slender willow with soft drooping branches is given a gentle, along with flexible look by nature, because each shape serves a specific function, along with a distinct way of existing. And we humans are the same when our bone structure, along with muscle shape and the way endocrine glands function, all create a unique biological machine. This machine is not random, but is the factor determining how you process energy, along with how you think and how you feel, as well as how you react to the world. So a person with a large, along with muscular frame, usually tends to be strong with abundant energy to become a pioneer who likes challenges, while a person with a small, along with slender structure, can be more refined and more sensitive. So will be suitable for work requiring meticulousness along with the ability to concentrate highly on detail. At first, I was also very skeptical because I thought whether looking at a face could know a person, but when going deep, then I realized this is not a judgment or prejudice, but a scientific view from thousands of years ago until now about the inseparable link between form and function, because your body is an open book telling about your innate abilities along with tendencies, and it does not lie, but it only waits for you to learn how to read. The second golden key emphasizes that no type of person is bad or good, but only suitability or unsuitability. And this is perhaps the most liberating lesson for how you look at others as well as for yourself. Because we grow up in a world full of labels, like good people or bad people, and success or failure, or competent or incompetent. We often force ourselves or force others into those molds, but this book teaches us something much deeper, that each type of person is born with its own set of tools, along with a set of characteristics and abilities, and even inherent weaknesses, just like a hammer, which is great for driving nails, but if you use it to turn a screw, then it becomes useless and even ruins the job. So is the hammer bad then? Certainly not at all, because it is just not suitable for the task of turning a screw. And similarly, then, a screwdriver is extremely effective with screws, but does nothing with nails. So in reality, no type of person is better than another, but only this type of person is more suitable for an environment, along with a role or a specific relationship, than the other type. A quick-tempered, straightforward person can be an excellent leader in a crisis situation when needing to make quick decisions. But in an environment requiring diplomatic patience, then they can be considered difficult, while an extremely sensitive, meticulous person can be a talented artist or a brilliant scientist, but not suitable for a job requiring extreme pressure, endurance with constant collision. This lesson helps me look back at myself to stop blaming innate weaknesses, but instead focus on finding an environment where those characteristics become strengths, as well as helping me stop trying to turn others into someone they are not, so that instead of trying to fix them, then I learn to understand, along with accept and find the most effective way to interact based on their true self, because this is truly the key to building authentic, along with sustainable and much more effective relationships. The third golden key is that understanding brings the power of control and compassion, because when you have grasped the two keys above that appearance, does not lie about innate structure, and no type of person is bad or good, but only suitability, then this third key will open a completely new world. Understanding here is not to judge or label others, but it brings you two extremely powerful things, which are the power of control and compassion, where this power is not about controlling others, but about controlling yourself along with your reactions and your choices, because when you understand the type of person opposite, then you will know how to communicate more effectively. You will know if this person needs logic or emotion, along with detailed information or the big picture, and needs to be encouraged or challenged. So if you know your partner is an emotional person, then you will not try to persuade them with dry numbers, but will tell a story or share an experience. If you know your boss is a strong and decisive person, then you will present the problem directly with specific solutions instead of being long-winded. And this power also helps you realize which environment will help you maximize potential to direct your life more consciously. Second, and perhaps more importantly, is compassion. Because when you understand that a person's behavior does not always stem from bad intent or lack of respect, but may be due to innate structure along with how they are programmed to react to the world, then you will easily have more compassion. A person who seems cold and distant may not be because they do not care, but because their nature does not easily express emotions outwardly. Or a person who seems slow or hesitant may not be because they are lazy, but because they need time to analyze every aspect thoroughly before making a decision. This understanding helps us put ourselves in others' shoes to see the innate challenges they face, to reduce unnecessary conflicts, along with misunderstandings in relationships, from family to work, helping us be more tolerant, along with more patient, and love more authentically, because we understand that all of us are trying our best with the set of tools that nature has bestowed. These 3 golden keys are not a tool to judge or classify people into rigid boxes, but this is a map helping you confidently explore yourself along with hidden strengths and challenges to overcome, as well as helping you navigate the complex world of human relationships with wisdom, along with tolerance and love, to open new doors in your life. And so, we have gone together through the journey of discovering the 5 basic human types, according to the book, How to Analyze People on Sight Through the Science of Human Analysis. The 5 human types. So I know. After listening, then surely in your head, there are dozens of thoughts running right. Perhaps you are wondering that, oh, then which type do I belong to? Or, my best friend. Then she is definitely this type of person, because it is like you have just been given a new lens to perceive yourself along with those around you. So that is a deeper look, isn't it? To be honest, then classifying people into specific groups sometimes sounds a bit simplified, but the purpose of this book is not to frame anyone, but rather it gives us an initial framework to better understand the motives, along with instincts and most basic behaviors of each person. From there then, we can communicate more effectively along with understand more, and even solve personal problems or relationship issues in a more subtle way, because each type of person has their own strengths along with weaknesses, and no type is better or worse. So the important thing is to recognize that diversity and appreciate it. All right, I will not let you keep guessing anymore, because it is time for us to interact together here. When I'm really curious to know, after all that we have discussed, then, which type of these 5 do you think you belong to? Please be honest, and do not hesitate to share in the comments section below to see if you see yourself as a muscular person who likes challenges along with power, or an emotional person with a sensitive heart, always looking for connection. Are you a cerebral person, always analyzing along with reasoning logically before every problem, or a devoted person, always giving your best for goals along with those around you? Or are you a versatile person who is flexible and always adapts to all circumstances? And not just you alone, when try to analyze a bit about the people you know too, to see if you see someone fitting perfectly with one of the 5 types that we have just explored. Sharing along with reading comments from others is also a great way for us to learn from each other, to see that each of us is a separate universe, but also has very interesting common points. So I will be very happy to read your thoughts, along with discoveries. I myself have also had the answer for my own, but I will keep it until I read your interesting shares. And if you find this video helpful, then remember to press the subscribe button along with the small bell icon next to it, so as not to miss any books in the future. Understanding theory is one thing, but the most important thing is that you must bring this knowledge out into real life today. When you meet colleagues along with friends or even a stranger on the street, then try observing them more subtly, not to judge, but to understand, in order to empathize more along with communicate more effectively, and more importantly than all is to understand, to accept the wonderful diversity of humanity. I believe that just a little change in the way you perceive, along with interact, then the world around you will become much more rich, along with interesting. So let us start applying what you have learned right now. Thank you very much for taking your precious time to accompany me in today's video, and wish you a very productive day, along with full of new discoveries, to then see you again in the next videos.